This art style is really, really good, but every time I look at it, it's jarring to see it the first time. Alright, so let's kind of establish where we are right now. We have a lot of crew members that are, according to the log, supposedly quite easy to deduce. This guy is the one that's bothering the most. So he has the lowest possible deduction rating, and I still have not figured him out, despite the fact that he's in 17 memories. Like, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to figure this guy out with 17 memories. Like, he is literally the most present character in the entire game. Oh, damn, Chops, that sucks. I'm not looking to get dunked on. Come on, man. I got a family. Alright, let's head down below and maybe start chronologically. Maybe that'll help. I feel really strongly about starting with this guy. I feel like if I can crack the case on this guy, it's going to open up a lot of deductions for me. I'm glad it was comfy for you. Okay, here's our boyo who straight up fucking died. And Beanie Man was up there. I'd love a different vantage point, but I think I'm stuck down here in this memory. Like, there just doesn't seem any way to get up there to see Beanie Man, for one, who is, I believe, that guy. No, that's not him. So where is Beanie Dude? He's supposedly present in this memory. Yeah, I think that the compression, the Twitch compression doesn't do great with this game. It's mostly when things get really active, so as long as I'm not moving around a ton, it shouldn't be a huge problem. My bitrate's above 3000, but still I'm gonna suffer from artifacing. Hey, Yende. Did I figure this guy out at all yet? I think I didn't. And supposedly he's hard to figure out. Though I feel strongly that these two are the brothers. God, that was very loud in my ear. Tangeng, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for all of your support all weekend with MMC. It was fun seeing you in the chat. You may have been gifted a sub in the past. That could be what it is. Alright, so this is maybe not a good starting memory. It's unfortunately one of the earliest ones, so I can't jump through it. This is the other cargo deck one, but I don't think there's anything more to gain from this one. I want to see this one again, actually. I need to play Ghost Trick at some point.
Keep pressure here. Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years my steward and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. Those are guilty beasts. Are you cursed? Lord back or do it all.
So that's the bosun. I have deduced this guy to be the surgeon purely from where he appears in a lot of these scenes, but I don't think I'm not convinced that that's necessarily accurate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't actually have any other proof that that's him. I deduced this guy was the butcher because he has a sick-ass apron. Oh, and I turned out to be right. God, I'm a genius. How did I get to be this smart? Okay, this was the guy I couldn't figure out how to describe his death. Like, how would you describe that? He got hit in the back of the neck, but... What are we gonna call that? I feel unconvinced that decapitate's the right answer. Crushed does not give me an option for him to have been crushed by anything that makes sense. I guess fell down the stairs to his death, but that's not even accurate either. He didn't die from falling down the stairs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Back the train up. Struck is a very specific thing in this game. It's not that. Well, he wasn't spiked or speared. I guess I'm gonna err on the side of falling down the stairs being the closest thing I've seen. But if that gets locked in at some point, I'm gonna actually be a little bit disappointed because I don't think that that's accurate in the slightest. I feel like a lot of these men wear the same outfits, and I'm unsure of how to get information out of that. Like, you'll notice these four men are dressed very similarly, and so I think that they have the same job. And I'm almost certain that they're stewards. Like, I think that this guy is a steward. Though the captain's steward is dressed very differently, who I have confirmed, so maybe that's not correct. See, like, I feel like I'm supposed to deduce that because they're wearing the same clothes that they might have the same job. That's sort of how I've interpreted it. Actually, this guy, his clothes do look very similar to the other guys that I've deduced as stewards. He has this sort of... Well, no, maybe not. It's this almost like herringbone pattern on his coat. I'm not sure. I just feel not very confident about a lot of this. Oh. Does this mean this guy's the carpenter? I'm gonna jot this guy down. I'm not 100% confident, but he also was in the carpenter's shop, and I'm gonna play a little bit of a game here and say that he's the carpenter's mate. Yeah, I turned off my face cam. Sometimes I just don't feel like streaming with face cam, and I don't often get the option to not stream with face cam, honestly. Once you've sort of like become a streamer who uses face cam, it's not really much of a choice to not use face cam sometimes. Do I want a bit of historical context here? As long as you feel 100% confident that it's not a spoiler, then sure, why not?
Clear the deck, or move the boat astern, and throw the bodies over.
What's your foot in?
Hey there, what's this? Give him... And I can rise a solid meal, boys.
Well, now, take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? It's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
How do you get consistent recognition of rank or task in a crisis? Well, I mean, that's my assumption, is that it's sort of a uniform for that purpose. I mean, that may not be 100% correct, but that's sort of how I've interpreted it, so far at least.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
这是虾米？回来，全部动出来。
So we have nailed down all of the Formosan royalty, except for... we know that the beanie guy is the guy who shot Hoxing Lao, and so we'll have him settled once we know that. And we also haven't figured out how Bunlan Lim died. She's just shown like laying dead in the boats, but we don't. I have yet to see conclusive evidence that I'm happy with of how she died. Alright, I want to go back and go to the surface and maybe inspect some of the mess that happened out in the ocean. I've got to go through the bodies to get through it all, but I want to see... Maybe if I overlooked something silly, perhaps, about how Miss Lin died. This right here is supposedly the moment of her death. It's so unclear from what I'm seeing here how she died. Her hands are tied behind her back. What's the timeline on this? Let's see. It's the ship that gives me the timeline, I believe. So, the death of that guy is the one right previous to Miss Kim, so I might be able to see some information that way. Where is he? Yeah, it's him. So this should be the scene just before Miss Kim dies.
Oh, hey, you still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
Oh. This looks like it's, giving me some insight into what's happening here. It's like she's being bitten? Am I seeing that right? She's like being bitten or maybe strangled? It's hard to tell what they're calling that. Definitely not decapitated. No question about it. Strangled seems unlikely. There's no bitten option. Eaten? I mean, that seems the most accurate answer. I'll switch it to strangled later if I feel like I'm close and it's not giving it to me, but... Yeah, that's why I changed it, because I wanted to see if it used a word other than cannibalized for beast. The ore did it. Is he already dead at this point? He looks like he's already dead at this point. Probably because of that spear through his neck, if I had to guess. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to think of a way that he died, I'd go with spear through the neck. Well, this guy was speared too. Unfortunate. So this is his moment of death? Supposedly? But I like don't see him dying here. Okay, let's figure out the timeline again. What was before this? So right now I'm here. I want to go to here, which is that guy. So I want to see the moment before that.
Keep rowing! Where is it? There! Something there!
What's he got in his hand?
Give us a weapon! Shoot it! Like it I! Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Oh, he's holding onto the edge of the boat. Got it. Does this guy not die in this scene? At the next moment, is he already underwater? Because it could just be that he drowned. Poor guy, that does not look like a comfortable way to go, if I'm being honest. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, the last thing I want right now is to have a spear through the neck. Which honestly, given that, I think it's pretty rude to put a spear through his neck. You know what I mean? I still need to move back in time to figure this out. So the scene before is this guy, I believe. So at this moment, the guy's already overboard. So yeah, he definitely drowned. So the question is, what happened to that other guy that was also deemed missing? That's... Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? It's this guy. On him. I feel pretty confident about eaten by enemy at this point. Okay, so that's this guy. And it looks like he's sort of in the process of falling over, you know what I mean?
Keep rowing!
Where is it? There! Something there!
I see it!
Give us a weapon!
Shoot it! Mike and I! The oars and row, you fools!
So I think the answer is going to end up being that this guy drowned, but I really need to see it happen. Alright, let's try to pick one that happened later and try to really spot where he appears and disappears. Wait, he died here? I said he died... was shot with a gun by an unknown attacker. There's no way that's right. Wait, what? How did you die? Foreign enemy seems to be correct. I think I've locked in a few with foreign enemy. I mean, right now, foreign enemy is my marker for the mermaids, so... I'll know to change it if I was wrong. Have I not locked in a single foreign enemy? Huh. Never mind. Apparently not.
Ahoy!
Oh, it's because I didn't know who that was before.
Treasure!
Like, I hadn't figured out his name.
I yield!
Gotcha. But now I know. Yeah, everyone said there's been leeway on terms, and I have not yet found myself... I've not yet found myself having to mince terms, yet. Alright, let's go backwards and find that guy. I'm annoyed that I haven't figured it out yet. Is there any other option that makes sense? It's not going to be Beast. Beast definitely seemed to imply size. It seems that Beast is what they want for the crabs and for the Kraken. So unless it turns out that all the mermaids are actually people on the ship, then I feel pretty good about enemy. I've got to find the guy that was on the other ship that died. Wait, he's got like a knife in his neck. Right? I'm not just seeing things? That's definitely like a knife in his neck. Did I just miss him getting knifed? This is gonna be really obvious now. Watch. Watch, it's gonna be super obvious he's getting knifed in the neck. Yep, right there. Right in that hand. He's getting knifed in the neck. Still don't know who he is. Okay, so in this scene right here, he's already falling off. And I don't think we see him anymore after this one. That's his pipe. That's definitely his pipe right there. But that's a little strange though, because the question is, what do I call this? Because the answer is that he drowned, but when it says by whom, he drowned because he was fucking dumb. He fell off the boat. And I guess I could call it a foreign enemy, but I'm not sure I'm feeling that answer. Anyway, peace. I at least figured out how all y'all died. Now I just gotta figure out who you are. Kinda, I mean... The thing is that I'm not confused about who clubbed him. I just don't know the guy's name, which is, like, a weirdly minor detail. You know? This guy is second on my list of people I want to figure out because the stopwatch's effect is really cool. Like, you see how it's like trying to tick, but it can't go forward because we're frozen in a point in time? That's really cool. Oh. Oh. It's not pointing at what time it is, it's pointing at what time they died. Oh, that's really cool. That's a neat effect. If the game didn't give me the information outright, I could actually refer to this to figure out the order of people dying. But the game does give me the information pretty much outright. If I open up the book and go to the ship, it actually the arrows go in order of death, so you can see the chronological order of all the deaths based on each chapter. So this is where our dude dies. This is the guy I really care about. If I can figure out this guy in particular, then I'm gonna be in good shape. Let's go back to scouring memories again. Yeah, so that's the basic premise, is that this boat showed up, and I have some magic abilities, basically this stopwatch and this magic book, that allow me to deduce exactly what happened to every single person on the ship, in order to do, basically, life insurance claims. So it is a very fascinating game based around an incredibly mundane idea. See, I figured this guy was a steward, and I don't know if that's true. So, the guy who got crushed is this guy's brother. That's the thing that I know for certain. This guy who keeps showing up, this one right here. This guy and this guy right here are actually brothers. And there's only one set of brothers that makes sense as far as I can see. I may be missing something, but Samuel Peters and Nathan Peters have the same last name. I didn't see any other obvious last name pairs. I'm going to at some point almost certainly have to make some educated guesses based on people being from China and Persia. I'm gonna have to make some Assumptions about nationality based on people's looks, which is always spicy. Anything in the shitter? No, they kept it pretty empty. Yeah, I mean, it's not really profiling to say this guy looks Chinese. But, like, I'm gonna have to make some assumptions, and I'm gonna have to look at a guy's face and say, here's to hoping I get the right nationality. Well, that's just not true. See, I'd have this one figured out too if it weren't for the fact that the guy who stabbed him was Beanie Dude. Ugh. Beanie Dude is causing so many problems. Am I reading it backwards? When it says the deduction ratings, smaller's better, right? A higher rating means this person will be more difficult to deduce. Is 1 better? Okay, because Beanie Man is 1 deduction rating and... boy, I got nothing. I've got nothing on this idiot. Pansy made my new icon. I'm sorry. This guy died shitting, and Beanie Man was present? Was there anything Beanie Man wasn't here for? What the fuck? Pansy's the best. This stream is now a Pansy appreciation thread. Alright, let's take a look at this again and see if we can spot Beanie Man. I don't think he's anywhere... Sorry, you're gonna hear pooping noises. And then you're gonna hear a man being crushed to death. Where's Beanie Dude? Am I supposed to deduce that this guy is the... Well, I don't know, actually. There's quite a few Indian men on board. So it doesn't really narrow it down. Where is the beanie guy? I actually don't know where he is. Okay. Maybe I never spotted him in this scene. Maybe this is going to be some decisive evidence. It did say he was present in this one, right? So there's reason to believe that this guy is going to be like the third mate or fourth mate. I'm pretty confident about this guy being the second mate. That guy is locked in as the first mate. It's either this guy or this guy as the third or fourth mate, and I'm starting to think that this guy might be his steward. Because I feel like I'm spotting him with him almost every time. I mean, I could speculate on that guy being the third mate or fourth mate, but I don't think that's helpful for me to speculate. What I need right now is decisive evidence. Where's Beanie Dude? I just can't seem to find him in this scene. And I made the assumption that this guy was his steward. Based on his outfit and the fact that he's seen, like, carrying his plate for him. I can't spot people in their bunks, I don't think. Like, when they're in bed, they don't count. But he's registering, right? I'm not going crazy. He's registering. So I've spotted this guy. Him. Spotted all these people. I have not spotted him. It says 13 others were present, but... where? I guess it's all these people in their bunks? That's weird to mark them as present if it's just people in their bunks.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat.
Thought I'd forget. You killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The robes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't!
It's extremely unclear to me where people are right now. Hmm. Supposedly it's very easy to identify this guy, but I'm not having any luck.
What's your foot in?
There, what's this? Give it to me and I can rise a solid meal, boys.
Now, take it slow.
What's it, gentlemen? There's a pretty shell here. Let's have a look.
No, get back.
Okay, there's our man.
What the hell is going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
Maybe he's the surgeon. Or I guess that could still be the surgeon.
What shell?
Whichever one of them is the surgeon, the other one's gonna be the surgeon's mate, I believe. Just based on the way he's dressed versus the way he's dressed, I'm going to assume I have the right order. The bosun can really move. I'm sure I'll be pretty annoyed when I figure out who he is. Annoyed that it took me so long to figure it out. God, Captain got lucky there. I know, I've heard. I've heard that he's very easy to identify. It's driving me nuts that I can't identify him. I got a few people that I'm very close to figuring out who they are. Not sure that's correct, but I'm going to leave it for right now. It might lock in later. Well, many of these would have locked in if they were correct. But they're apparently not. Once you've got 3 correct at the same time, they'll lock in. So the fact that I have settled on 3 answers, or that I've settled on answers for more than 3 of them, means that they're not all correct. Alright, let's go for this one. This is another one where presumably the Beanie Man was around. It says the Beanie Man was present here. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, I'm gonna probably not do that. But you could, yes, for sure. This guy's either the steward of the 3rd or the 4th mate. Okay. I was right. I was right about him. I had unmarked him earlier. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, good. That one I was certain of. Oh, that means I figured out the surgeon's mate. Which means that the surgeon's probably wrong? Thanks, Jeff. Oh, thank you for the Subway 100. Alright. So what have I marked that I'm not certain of? Still. So this is going to easily identify that I'm wrong about certain things. So this guy was shot by Beanie Man, but we don't know who Beanie Man is. Wasn't this guy shot? Oh, this is the scene where everyone was escaping on those boats, like the second mate and in those ones. So, hold on. So, cannibalize is not what it's looking for here. Maybe I had it wrong. I'm gonna go with strangled. I'm just not gonna touch it. I think strangled might have been the right answer. I still have not confirmed that by enemy is what it's looking for here. No one has locked in with enemy yet. This one also did not end up getting locked in. Oh, I'm not 100% certain he's the carpenter's mate. In fact, he might not be at all. No one has locked in on enemy. Which is strange. This guy was killed by Beanie Man, but I'm not 100% certain he's actually Paul Moss. It just turns out that in this it says Paul Lookout, so... No, the glossary doesn't give me anything on enemy to my knowledge. Beanie Man did fucking work. Like, look, he shot... No, he didn't shoot this guy. But he shot this guy. He clubbed that guy. God, he got fucked up. I think Beanie Man has a higher kill count than even, like, the giant spiders. Okay, so... We're back on the case for Beanie Man again. This one did not contain any information that I was happy with. Let's just look at the dialogue for all of them, rather than investigating each one individually. Supposedly Beanie Man was here for this one, but... I'm not sure that it's anything meaningful. Alright, so Mr. Wolf was the gunner. Okay. Beanie Man was here, but he didn't really do anything here. Give them to me and I can fry us a solid meal. Is that supposed to suggest that this guy was the cook? I mean, that seems like that's a weak-ass clue, but... I mean, I'd believe that that's the kind of clue they'd give me to work with. Yeah, torn apart wasn't the right answer, apparently. He lost his leg, and then I don't get any more information than that. Maybe I need to discover his body at a later point in time and see if it's obvious to me that he died of something else. Right? Because presumably in this scene, they're saying to him, all's fine, been in worse spots, and they're looking for his leg. And then he certainly dies, but maybe just not here. Beanie Man was presumably there. Presumably here. And here. He's present a lot, but he doesn't do very much. Is he Paul? Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm more referring to the fact that he is present in a lot of scenes, but you have to go looking for him. Like, he's not actually in the scenes, he's just there. Yeah, kinda. Where was this guy? He said, tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back to save him. Who is Pete? Have I already identified him? Peter Milroy. Peter Milroy seems like the only Peter I'm seeing. Okay, so it's got to be him. But I don't have any information about his death. He must have gotten knocked overboard or something. Tried to pull him back to save him. I mean, that's what he says. It's got to be one of these people. This has to be Pete. Why does it keep saying drowned by an unknown attacker? Why can't it be just drowned? He just drowned. Oh, fell overboard is an option. Oh, I bet that explains all the drowns that I've been getting wrong. Oh. Hold on. We might just lock in a bunch of stuff real quick. Hold on. Ship. I mean, I still don't know who these idiots are, but they fell overboard.